All right, well, we're getting a little movement here, but not just kind of grinding, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually grinded up pretty nicely though.
Yeah, on the 1 minute. Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
take any of that? Did you trade any of
Nah,
that?
because it went from 22 to 27, but it was kind of a weird move. If you look at the 10-second chart, it didn't give us anything really to trade.
Right.
Even
Right.
though it did 5 pips, it just didn't do it nicely, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was surprisingly, it did that many pips that quick with no real momentum or anything behind it.
Right.
It just simply creeped.
So we watch the analysis and check it for accuracy here.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
All right, just a second here. I'm going to pause the music. Okay, here we go. Oops. Not have the volume up.
With your session analysis for welcome to the Barcelona Trader. This is Gold GPT with your session analysis for Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025 at 7:30 a.m. Eastern for the New York session, focused on spot gold and gold futures. I'll walk you through the key fundamentals, market sentiment, technical levels, and price zones we're watching, so you can approach today's action with clarity, confidence, and maybe a slight smirk of readiness. If this is your first time here, we trade live every weekday using a precision scalping strategy tailored for gold. You can learn the entire system and sign up to be among the first to use me, Gold GPT, as your AI assistant for both spot gold and gold futures at thebarcelonatrader.com. Our YouTube sessions run Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 10 in the morning, and our Asia sessions are live Monday through Thursday from 7:45 to 9:15 at night, plus Sunday evenings from 6 to 9. All times are Eastern. And if you want to go deeper, join our Zoom room for direct coaching from Mike and Tono. Let's get into it. We've named today's chart Clement, a steady and slightly mysterious name, which feels appropriate given the market tone. The energy heading into this session is quiet, but not sleepy, more like the stillness before someone throws a chair. Overnight, gold took a small hit on the back of a US-Japan trade agreement that nudged global sentiment toward risk-on. Stocks rallied, and the initial move was downward for gold, but that was short-lived. The dollar has been soft, drifting lower to a 2-week low, and US 10-year yields have been falling steadily, both of which tend to put a floor under gold. So now, we're sitting back near 34.22 on spot, waiting for the next gust of wind to shake the branches. That gust might come from Stockholm, where US and Chinese officials are back at the table. Any sign of diplomatic progress could send gold lower. On the other hand, if talks stall or headlines turn sour, expect gold to catch a bid. We also have some economic data due out today that could jolt the chart. At 10 o'clock this morning, we get existing home sales. If the number beats expectations, we could see yields tick up and gold edge lower. If it disappoints, we may see a flight into gold ahead of the second data point of the day. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. A large draw in inventories might support risk-on flows, adding downward pressure on gold. But if inventories come in above forecast, indicating oversupply, gold could benefit as risk appetite cools. As for sentiment, the dollar is currently weak, the 10-year yield is sliding, and the VIX is holding steady in the mid-teens. Volume is low, so we may get a surprise move once news hits. Retail gold demand is also quietly climbing, especially out of India, where seasonal buying has picked up. Technically, Clement is balanced on the daily pivot around 34.22. On the 10-second chart, the range has been well defined. Support sits between 34.18 and 34.20. That's our first reaction zone. If price tests this band and stalls, we're likely to see a bounce worth scalping. Resistance is just above, between 34.30 and 34.32. If we see price poking into that area without commitment, it may be a place to fade, especially if momentum stalls or reverses. If price breaks above 34.35.5, especially on volume, it could open the door to 34.40 and beyond. On the downside, a clean break below 34.15 likely targets 34.12, possibly even 34.08. Range scalps inside 34.20 to 34.30 have been reliable all week and may continue to offer opportunity if volume stays light before the economic releases. So here's the plan. Pre-news, stick to the range and don't get lured into anything dramatic. Tight stops, fast exits. Once the home sales number drops at 10, watch for direction. If it beats, gold may dip. If it misses, expect buyers to step in. Then at 10:30, crude inventories may either confirm or reverse that direction. And all day, stay tuned to the headlines coming out of Stockholm. If there's any drama in the US-China talks, gold will be the first to feel it. That's your session briefing for Wednesday. If Clement behaves, we'll have a textbook scalping day. If he doesn't, well, we adjust. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you found this analysis helpful, and hit the bell icon to be alerted whenever we publish the next one. Thanks for tuning in.
Okay.
All right.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty accurate.
Yeah, 34.20 is the MR1.
That's where it bounced from now. It's going to 34, 30, 31. And that's where it says it might reverse.
Yeah, I got my DM3 is at 34.32. Look like we got a run coming.
Yeah.
It was pretty good today.
Yeah, I thought I tweaked a couple things. I think it did
Okay.
it better.
How was last night's session?
It was all right. I ended up only $50, but got some good scalps in. I held on to one too long, so I lost $300. So actually, you know, I made quite a bit more than that, but I ended green.
Okay.
But there were a few good trades. Yep, I just miscalculated on one and held too long. But I'm getting over doing that.
Yeah.
Most of the time I don't do that anymore, but occasionally it still gets me.
All it takes that one time to wipe out everything good, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I just went in hard on this course yesterday because I was messing around with the CRM system, and I found out how I can just add files. So I said, let me just try it, you know?
Yeah.
And it worked perfectly. And I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. See, now the course is actually self-sufficient, where you don't have to ask me or you nothing.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? Before it was like, even if it was free, they still were gonna say, I don't understand this Google Drive to this to the fifth power, you know?
Right.
Just way too complicated. I'm saying to myself, this gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a way to get these files on somebody's desktop without them having to go through all of that. That's the reason why the course couldn't be scalable. One of the main reasons, because everybody needed me to get on their computer and download the indicators and,
Yeah.
templates and set up the charts. And, it was just unscalable. Now it's completely scalable.
That's great.
So is it turning around? Kind of iffy. No news today?
Yeah, well, orange folders. We have crude oil and housing starts. You weren't paying attention to the video.
Yeah, I heard it, but it's gone that quick. I think in the video, you should also say what time those reports are coming out, if it's possible, so people could know. You know what I mean?
Yep, it did do that.
Did?
Yep.
Yeah, I really wasn't paying attention then. I'm so sleepy, man.
That's all right.
I try to come on. I try and be a little bit more live than Rock. Rock, come on. He like rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Where's my coffee?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, we can't be that tired, Rock. But I'm exhausted, man. I ain't sleep a wink last night.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When my brain start working on something new, it just runs,
Yeah.
like a marathon. It's going 24/7. I'm thinking, what's the next thing I could do? Instead of saying, shut it down. I did get off the computer.
Uh-huh.
Because I spent too much time on the screen, but my mind just wouldn't stop, man. I'm like, oh, that's it. Obsessive compulsive stuff, man. That just destroys you. So you're in at 3405 and 3336.
I'm in at 33.15 because I unhedged when it came down and then rehedged yesterday.
Okay, so 33.15.
34.15.
34.15 and 33.36.
Yeah.
We got to start getting those close together. It's taking a minute for this thing to come down. I can't believe it.
Yeah. It's hitting right now. It's on the point of control. Yesterday's point of control. We look, you're on the 1 minute. Point of control's right there. That orange line.
Mm-hmm. Is it coming down off it or going up to it?
No, it looks like it's coming down off of it. Just that one candle that's forming that still has 30 seconds left to it. It's a 1 minute candle. we're stuck up in this resistance zone on the monthly pivot chart.
Yeah. That's what's stopping it.
Yeah. Kind of stopping it from going anywhere. It's kind of stuck
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn on the AC. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
We have 1 minute for the 8 o'clock candle. Minute. I didn't do much of nothing. Mm-mm. Nope. If it pushes through here, there might be a run up to, well, I guess not. We're still in this big red zone. There's nothing we can do really here, right?
Right.
All the way up to, that's huge. All the way up to, what the heck? We're in this red zone all the way up to 35.17.
You're on the
That's like
monthly.
on the monthly, yeah.
Hold up. Where'd you get it from? Where did you say?
So on the monthly pivot, which is the daily candle, I have a big red zone that goes from below where we are now all the way up to 35.17.
Come on, mouse. Stop playing games. $35.17.
Yeah, but you have a big thick.
Oh no, mine is split in half.
Yeah, mine's split in half too, but
Yeah, yeah, I
there's
see it
almost.
now. What you mean? Yeah, it's still there. Right, right.
What do we do with that? Not trade until 35.17?
No, it'll probably break. You know what I mean?
No,
Hopefully it
no,
hopefully it
but I
breaks.
really don't.
Yeah,
You
no,
may.
really, it should break
Okay.
because that's extraordinary. That's pretty big. There's got to be some kind of break in it. Maybe we'll see news that'll kick through one of them. Remember, the all-time high was 3,500.
Yeah.
So to break the all-time high, there's got to be some catalyst that's going to make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about that. I think we'll stay below 3,500 for now, and we'll probably start heading back down, if anything.
Yeah. I would think
But
so, but
August tariffs might do it,
right, right.
you know? We just might get those tariffs making something happen. That's not good for our low sale. They're treating this like it's a Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Treating it like it's a Monday. Let's see.
Yeah.
What do we have? We have, well, we don't even really have, even the orange folder news isn't until 10.
Right. It's like after the fact.
Yeah. But it might liven up here a little bit at 8:30. Guys getting bored out there in the Hamptons decide to fire up their computer and see if there's something to trade today.
Yeah, we hope. And this is just waiting on the news.
Yeah, I threw in a sell on demo a little bit ago.
Okay, how'd it go?
Well, I mean, it was a $15 lot size. I'm positive now, 25 bucks.
Okay.
Um, just to kind of see how it was moving. There we go. Something's messed up with my trade of it.
What's going on?
It won't, it's like it's stuck. It won't refresh. It won't log me out. Can't do anything.
Really?
Yeah. Try again here. Are you leaving? All right. Yep. Got 1 minute for the Comex to open.
Give me 1 second.
What's that?
Nice drop. What'd you get on that one?
My chart wasn't moving. I'm in negative. As soon as I
You couldn't get out?
I couldn't get out. No.
Wow.
So now it seems to be coming back a little bit. Hopefully I'll get out with something, but it went 200 against me. I couldn't do anything.
Oh, wow. That's not good. Now you experience what I'm dealing with. You can't write that off as a bad trade, though. That was actually a good trade.
Yeah. All right, we got 8:30 coming up. Don't know if I should stay in this or just take the $170 loss.
It seems to be want to come back down, so you're in a sell, right?
Yeah.
Just
No, I'm at,
click
no,
on the
no,
trigger.
no, I'm at 200 negative.
Actually, I don't like the way the wrinkle is pointing up.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, the 5 minute is coming down. The 1 minute is
Yeah, I
pointing. It's a toss up on this one. You know.
yeah.
That candle didn't do much of a month. Okay, maybe. Yeah, that's bad. There's no clear direction. Are you in on a trade?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell. 60 negative right now. 80. Okay, I had to take a little break from the chart there. I've had a major rule break where I held that trade for too long. It went too far against me before I didn't get out. I waited for it to come back, and it did let me out with some profit, but that was luck. And I was in danger of putting my accounts in peril. So just gotta take a breath and realize that that was a bad call. That was a bad call. Yeah, I think we're coming down here. Not the greatest momentum. All of these setups are A minus. Well, this is the level where we bounced from before. We look at our 5-minute chart. or even our 1 minute chart, we can see we bounced from here. Here we are again. So we could be taking a bounce here. But if we have the momentum to come through, then we're probably coming through. So that's what we want to look for here. Are we coming through, or are we going back up? Based on relative currency strength, we're coming through, but it's not that much of a difference. So you have to be careful. We just have to be careful. But that is not actually through. It looks like it wants to come through. We are still on a pretty solid support zone. We also are coming right up on the 200 period moving average and a support zone. So we've got a confluence there, a couple of things that have provided support. And it'd be a bad idea to trade into those, even if it does look like we're coming down. Okay, we broke that support clearly, and it looks like we are coming down now. So I'm going to let that retrace just a little bit. And now. Should have let that retrace a little bit more, but I still think we're coming. There it is, 170. 170, good trade, good trade. I am back to break even, and it looks like we might need to be getting in again. Let's see where we're heading here. We're coming up on at 34.16. We have the daily pivot, which is right there, and then right below that we have bull volume. So I'm not trading into this right now. That was a good momentum down. It's a nice trade. Brought everything back to break even for me for the day. So I did take a what was it, a $240 loss earlier? $260 loss earlier. So this, plus the other small trade that I got, brought me back to break even for the day. If we get another trade, we can probably end green. But we're not going to force that next trade. Okay, looks like it's time to get out of this. we're probably going to see a reaction here. All right, not much of a reaction. We're hitting the WR2. Again, these are areas I just don't want to be trading into until I see price kind of come back, react off of it. Okay. I don't want to FOMO into this, but we are getting a pretty significant differential. Gold is significantly weaker than the dollar. We're going to get some downward push. Yet still, come on. This doesn't make sense. It should be reacting. Even if just a little bit. Okay, here we're starting to get a reaction. Okay, so I'm going to put my hedge in again. May have misread this. I believe I did. That blows. Put my hedge back in over here. Put my hedge out of there. Come on. I'll take that. Took 60. I think I could have gotten more. All right, here we come again. There's a lot of selling pressure. It's trying to retrace. There's some profit taking that is trying to happen, but downward selling pressure is still pretty strong. So we might not be able to take, yeah, they might not be able to take the profit that they hope to right now and might need to stay on the sell for a little bit longer. When I get an indication here, I'll either get into a sell or a buy. Yeah, are we going to push back up above the daily pivot or stay below it? That's the question. And it's looking like we're going to stay below it. So I'm thinking of getting out of this with a little bit of a loss. Resetting this. Buy stop at 17. Looks like the selling pressure is staying on. Hello. Okay, we are triggered again. We are in that hedge. Wasn't sure that was the direction we were going, but indeed it is. And now here we are. No, Sell. No, no sell to be had. We may have bottomed out for the day. I don't know. There still looks like there's some sell pressure. Can't really tell. Um, all right. Okay. Whoops, here we go. Getting some more downward movement. We are now in an area where we could trade this if it keeps coming down. Let's figure it out. Okay, well, we're coming up on the DM2 now. That is not great. There's probably a pip or two we could get between now and there. Let's see, it's worth taking. Or have we already hit that low and are now reacting? Yeah, looks like we might be coming back now. No, I don't like the way the differential relative strength between the dollar and gold seem to be converging again over here. We saw this a little bit ago, a bit weaker on the gold side and a bit stronger on the dollar side, and both of them just ticked back closer together. But here we are coming back, price action rules, so let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. It is 9:25. We have 5 minutes before the New York stock market and the equities open. All right. Heading back up. Probably just to gather a little bit of steam because it does seem like we want to come down at least to 3406 before we react like we just did here at 3408. So we're now at 3411. This turns around sharply. Take that down. No. Not liking the way that's setting up. This is wishful trading. Don't like to do wishful trading. Okay, chat. Okay, so someone is asking why I didn't get in up there on the resistance as it turned around, and that's because I still just wasn't sure what it's going to do. When I see it's about to break here, this is where I see there's an opportunity. Okay, I'm in. Shouldn't have gotten in. Should have waited. What I don't really understand is how it slipped me so much. Here we are. We're coming down. As I believed we would, but I did get in a bit early. Push it. There we go. Could have taken a bit more, but I took 40. That was enough. Okay, that puts me up for the day. So let's check this out. Yeah, not by much, but enough to put me in the green for the day so far. All right, we have 1 minute before. See, look at that. It just spiked down, gave me a little money, came right back up. Okay. Did get in on the same trade once again, but we are 40 seconds away from equities open. I do think the equities open is going to continue to push us down. Let's take a quick trip around the block here. VIX is about the same as it has been, not really moving there. The dollar has been coming up this session. Yields have been coming up this session. Here's the 5-minute chart. We're coming up on the DM2. Don't really want to trade down into that. It's showing the same thing here on the 1-minute chart. And now we're back here to the 10-second with 10 seconds to go for the equities open. 4, 3, 2, 1, equities. Okay, we're going to push. Looks like we might be pushing back up. Let's see what market structure looks like here on the 5 minute. And we'll move that to 15 minute to give us a little bit better idea. So at the beginning of the session, we came in. We were at the top here at 34.29. We have pushed all the way down to 34.07. So about a 23 pip drop. Here we are at, we're about to hit the DM2. Now I imagine the DM2, unless the selling pressure continues to be very high, we will probably bounce here and head back up for the rest of the session. Let's see if that turns out to be true. Of course, nobody knows. And we just have market structure, price action, and fundamentals and market sentiment to guide us. Right now, it looks like retail traders are about 60% long, just under 40% bearish. The market usually goes against the retail traders. But in this case, since we are kind of getting down here toward the bottom at a natural place for price to bounce, unless selling pressure is just extremely high. Again, I think we can go down from here another $2 points down to 43.07, maybe 43.06, 43.05 if it's got a lot of momentum behind it. But then it's in my guesstimation, it will turn around. Okay, given that it's not pushing up, the way, again, like I said, here we come. Okay, there it is. It has now hit the DM2. It has now hit the DM2. Will it push through a little bit? To 06. And now, the springboard. One could take a buy here, I think, and be fairly safe. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. Obviously, I'm not doing that. All right, so here we are getting that spring off of the DM2. Question is, how much selling pressure is there, and is the spring really going to trigger with a lot of institutional players, if there are any in the market this time of year, taking a little profit here. Dang. Looks like it's not ready to take that spring yet. Some people still want to take advantage of this little trip down, try to retest it. Okay, chat. I'm thinking about getting back in on a sell here if it's going to keep coming down. I'm going to let it break the low at 3405.56 on the spot. Let's see, we're at 3406 or 3407 right now. So need a couple more pips for it to come down. On futures, that would be 3414.6. Okay, so now we are going up. We are going up, it looks like. That sucker back here. Let's see if we're going to decisively go up or if we're just going to grind up. If we decisively go up, there could be a trade to be had on the way up. But not if we're just going to meander. All right, now we're coming back down. It cannot decide what it wants to do here at the DM2. There's selling pressure, obviously, trying to push it down. But then, of course, there's the natural sellers taking profit, institutional sellers taking profit right down here at the DM2. I would expect a little bit more of an aggressive bounce here. I am seeing over here on the relative strength index between the dollar and gold, I'm seeing dollar is gaining strength. I'm sorry, yes, the dollar is gaining strength and gold is losing strength a bit. So we should see we should see, excuse me, what the heck am I saying? Yes. Gold is gaining strength. The dollar is losing strength. So we should see gold be going up. Still not a very well constructed sentence. Okay, gold has broken the high of the previous candle. Going to continue to go up here for a second as my broker logs me out. So I cannot get in on this trade if I wanted to. I did kind of want to. Would have had a couple dollars there. It's frustrating when that happens. Okay, I still see gold continuing to lose or to gain strength. I'm going to end the session at just after 10 o'clock, which is in 19 minutes. 19 minutes for 10 o'clock. I'll give it a couple minutes after 10 o'clock to just kind of see how the market reacts on that hourly candle. And assuming nothing interesting happens there, we will call it a session for today. All right, YouTube, look, it does look like if we look at the 1 minute chart now, we can clearly see that this is a spring off of that DM2, as I predicted. So let's see if we want to take a little buy here. Not right now. We do have a resistance right where we are. I can see that resistance is a little bit more pronounced and bigger on my 1 minute Hakanashi chart on my MT4. Okay, we are getting up to a spot here where I think I can take a buy. Okay, I'm taking the buy. I knocked that off. I let it go right into a resistance on the Renko. I was watching the 1 minute chart. I think it has enough to push through it, but that was another bad trade. I'm on a roll today. This will certainly be my last trade of the day. If I get a little bit out of it. If I get nothing out of it, I might stick around for another trade. So I don't like to end the day on such a sour note. Finally got this. Maybe not. Could not have taken a trade at a worse moment. Yeah, I took a trade right at the WR2, right at the weekly resistance. What kind of a bonehead does that? This guy. That should come back to it. Should, I say. Gives me anything at all. I'll take it. Now, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Push it up. Give it just a little more. I still see gold gaining strength. That is a good sign. But I do not like, it seems to be not quite wanting to go up. It's stuck in this little consolidation zone here that has lasted a couple of minutes. And each time it goes down a little bit more. So it looks like we're going to break the low here. So come on. We can just push it up much more. Now, if I can just get it to get me out with under $100 loss, then I'm still positive for the day, for the session, I mean. But this resistance is looking formidable. Seems to keep gaining. Oh no, it's pushing through the resistance a little bit. There we go. Now, if I were smart, that's a, you know, if I were smart, I would get out any moment now. It's looking like it wants to push. Get up. Did I get up? I took 20. I think there was more in that. I think it's going up now. But I wasn't willing to go back below 0 and continue the hold and hope process. So that one is another bad trade where I held and hoped for too long. So I gotta stop doing that. Really have to stop doing that. This is 2 sessions in a row where I'm not happy with how I've been trading. See, now I would have been back below, pushing down again into that area. I'm glad I got out when I did. was a boneheaded move to trade right into the WR2. That was a boneheaded move. Just want to find out exactly what time I took that trade so I can write it down. I guess I have that information. When did I get into that? Got into that trade. Here's my entry arrow. Right there. Okay, I got into that trade at 9:45. Just writing down what I did here. I took a Arago. Arago is the name of that setup that I use, and I'll be explaining that more in the future. Took an Arago buy, and then realized I had bought right into the WR2. Price played with me for a while, going as far as $200 against me. I held, hoped too long, but finally got paid $20 whole. At 9:58, which is right now, I'm going to write, I don't like how I have traded today. Despite ending up green by 120. All right, we have 1 minute for the 10 o'clock candle. Today's chart's name, Clement. Clement has been not a bad chart today. All right, that was the 10 o'clock. Don't really see anything very interesting happening. For those of you who are going to stick around and continue to trade, let's see what we think might happen here. So this is the 1 minute chart. Let's look at the 5 minute chart for a little more market structure. All right, this is the 5 minute chart. This orange box is from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. New York time, what we call the New York session. So what we saw here is that at 8, price began to fall, came all the way down here to the DM2. DM2 is the pivot that we use, which is an important pivot on the daily time frame. Sellers tend to take profit at the DM2, buyers tend to take profit at the DM4. So if we had gone up, you might have seen the opposite reaction right here at the DM4. Here we are at the DM2. We'll talk about how to calculate all of these pivots as you get going with this, and I recommend everyone go to the BarcelonaTrader.com, go to the free course, read about the trading course, and then come back to that page and click the link where you can get the course for free from me and Tono. And that course will explain how we use the pivots, how to make those pivots appear on your MetaTrader 4 charts. I put them manually onto my TradingView charts so that we can all look at them together in one chart here. So what I would look for here at this point is we've come down, we've hit this. So we're either going to maybe come up to the MR1, which is right here, and then start heading back down, or gold will evaluate its life choices when it gets to this point and maybe continue up, bringing this back up around here sometime. I don't know if that will all happen within, the next hour, which would bring us to the end of this rectangle here, the New York session, or if that will continue further. I never trade beyond 11 a.m. Sometimes I'll trade a little bit before 8 a.m. If an interesting move is happening when volume is coming into the market between 7 and 8. Sometimes there are some interesting pre-session moves, but I really don't trade beyond 11 a.m. unless we're on a day where there is significant news after that time. Sometimes there's significant news released at 2 p.m., FOMC interest rates announced, something like that. Then I'll come back to the charts and see if there's something interesting to trade at that period. We can all ignore this line here that says pancakes. That is just something for me on a different account that I'm trading. It's just to mark where I have a hedge. But we'll talk about that another time too. So anyway, thank you for joining today. I am going to call it a day. I am up for the day. There could be some interesting moves coming now, but I haven't liked the way that I'm trading today. So that tells me my head isn't clear. I'm not making the best trading decisions. So continuing to trade is riskier than giving up whatever I might give up at this point. All right, good enough. Then I will see you tonight at 7:45 p.m. New York time is when we start the Asia session. And prior to that, the pre-Asia session analysis will come out on YouTube. So I encourage you to go to the Barcelona Trader, the YouTube page, and click like and subscribe on the videos. Hit the bell icon so that you're alerted as that analysis comes out.